Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Comedy Cast. I'm Dustin Dowling, and this is a show where I find myself in good company and talk about comedy, lifestyle, tech, and media. My first guest is a friend of mine, Shannon Norman. He is a barber and comedian. We talk about his previous jobs and how that infected his comedy. We talk about Facebook and social media, and I get very honest about our short film Plus Size. So, let's go. Well, I guess we'll just start. This is the first episode, Shannon, that you're on, and I'm calling it Company Cast because it's the pits.company. I'm gonna show everyone. Did you know that?
Yeah,
you did.
Kind of.
I added that part in. Some people don't know I added that
I
part
kind
in.
of just know the Facebook page.
Yeah, that's right. Like that's
on.
like I'm all in marketing and stuff. So I was like the pits when they sold. When you go get domain, they give you like 60.
Oh yeah,
domain names to choose from. Sorry you don't have headphones, by the way.
No, it's
too
fine.
lazy to hook that up.
I don't need to hear.
You don't need to hear yourself because
Yeah.
it's the only reason I feel like I'm going to do this. I want to hear myself talk.
Yeah.
But I got the pits.company. That's the address. So
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
When I got my website, shambones.com, first plug, I went, the list came down. It was like .com, .biz, and it got to the point, there's a point you can get .pizza.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, but it was like, I want to say it was like $40 more than just whatever the .com
That's
was.
Funny.
And I went, yeah, it's funny, but the upkeep, I'm not paying $80 a year or whatever I was paying at the time.
That's hilarious. I'm going to start having that problem because I got all these domains from stuff I use. We did that millennials and then have the partyshow.net. And then I know there's other ones, and eventually I forget about them or they're recurring, and all of a sudden I get this like bill for like $60. I was like, oh shit, GoDaddy.
And will you just have them all reroute to something on one page, or are you gonna just keep them all separate?
Yeah, sometimes I have a built page for them. Sometimes I have it reroute.
We want to reroute it like how ZachHudak.com reroutes to BlackLivesMatter.com.
Forgot about
all right, R.I.P.
Oh, that's sad. And funny.
No, RIP to the GoDaddy commercials that were real. Like, you have to go online to watch them because they're extra sexy. Not Zach Hudak. No one cares.
No one does care.
I feel bad saying that publicly.
It's okay.
No, I don't.
No one does.
No, I don't. I just feel bad because there's a camera in my face and a microphone in my hand when I said it.
I'll feel the tone later.
Oh, you're going to edit out. You know what? I would like you to edit out the fact that I don't feel bad about Zach Hudak dying. But leave that part in.
Leave that part in. Right?
Edit the first part out, but leave in what the edit was.
Okay, right. We'll have us just talking about it. Actually, I'll make a separate cut, too. We'll have the Instagram loop for you.
Oh, is it just a loop of that, the footage
just
you cut?
That footage.
Perfect, yeah.
That's what we need. So I had a couple weird questions, but one thing, every time I ever hear you talk at the bar, you always seem to be like an expert at something. And I'm just like, am I just timing it up where you're just talking about something you're passionate about? Or are you really like an expert of everything?
No, I just know there's just certain things that I know a lot about things that I am passionate about. Because there's I guess I kind of fall into the category of a guy. I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I'm really passionate about that I know way too much about.
Like what? Give me an example.
The first wave of LA punk.
Okay.
There's a lot of music stuff and specific writers, and so it tends to be more art and entertainment things, movies, video games, and such. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I like
things like that. But I don't want to brag. I can also change a tire.
Well, I was just always intimidated. I think when I come out and we'd have a conversation, you were always going to be leading the pack, and it just like it was like, is he making stuff up? Like, I was like, I don't even know, like, how do you have a conversation with Shannon? I'm not even sure where to start sometimes. It's just like so much stuff. And then, where were you working here before? Where were you working before this?
Before I was working here, I was in school. I've been here since November.
Right.
And when I was in school, I kind of just did anything to keep the lights on. I was driving for Uber and Lyft and Uber Eats. And I was cooking in a bar in Squirrel Hill once a week. I was doing home care with a developmentally disabled man, painting apartments in Oakland with a Greek guy on the weekends who...
So you are an expert in everything.
I mean, I've done a lot of things. I ran a shift in a concrete company. I've run shipping and receiving in a warehouse, made pizzas. Now I cut hair.
Now, is Is this like the best thing you like? If you hit a couple spots where it's like, dude, that one's shit, or now that you're doing hair, you're like, I could do this for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're a shift in a concrete factory as a shift supervisor. Crazy money, but all it did was my concrete year was like I barely did comedy, or when I did, I wouldn't look back on those shows and be like, I'm glad I filmed those, you know. I just feel like all I got from that was a bunch of money because it was stupid money.
Yeah.
And
it's harder work.
It paid down a bunch of my debt to make it paved the way, for me to be able to go to barber school.
It's supposed to be a comedy podcast. Yeah. Here we go. Get one in there.
Yeah. Strap in, motherfucker. Because, I did that and I was like, this sucks. All I'm going to do is end up with is mesothelioma. And I'm working 11 and 12-hour days to little to no applause. I'm going to quit. And I quit and took the summer off. That's what I was going to do. I was like, I'm going to take the summer off. And I went out on the road. Yeah, I went out on the road with Owen Straw, and we backpacked across America in a car doing comedy. So there was no backpacks, actually. And then when I came back, I was sending the resumes out. And I went, I got this cushion. What I'm going to do, I guess I'll go back into warehouse, like shipping, receiving or something. I don't know. Then one day it kind of hit. I went, fuck this. Why don't I do what I've always wanted to do, which is cut hair? So I used that. Thankfully, I was able to go. I got accepted to the school, and then I just did whatever. But I haven't had a full-time job in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And this is what I've always wanted to do. But when I graduated high school in 1999, they didn't have an accredited barber school. Okay. So it was like to get a license, you'd have to get in at a barber shop and apprentice.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't seem...
Probably, yeah. It didn't seem the right way at the time.
I was not super self-aware, but at least self-aware enough at 18 to be like, no one's going to want to take me on.
No one's like, that kid right there. He's got it. I could see
I walk
his
in.
eyes.
Yeah, I've got my Drew Carey glasses and a master lock around my neck and Liberty spikes. I'm like, I want to be a barber.
With the video podcast, I can find that and pull that up. And that
that'll be there's tons of those pictures on Facebook.
Well, I guess that's what I was really getting into. It's like, because I met you through comedy, obviously, and I figured that's one of your bigger passions. And I kind of like, this seems like almost a reason for comedy. Like I can do hair, which seems like an easier, better job that you'll like, and still have time for comedy. You're having comedy here in a couple weeks, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a show here on May 25th at 7 p.m. It's It coincides with Alex DePula's final Not So Secret show at 9 o'clock. So I'm hoping that people that come to this will double dip and go to his, because Alex and Pat Sievert, who's headlining Alex's show, will be on this one.
That's like kind of just down the hill, right?
Yeah, you can
basically fall into the next show.
I think it's 11 minutes door to door, because I've gone from here to Alex's show. And I'm hoping that this is enjoyed by people, and then it can pick up that Not So Secret show mantle from Alex as it moves on. But
so you got me now. I kind of want to come shoot that here because this is such an interesting.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. I kind of had that in mind. I went, well, let's see how the first one goes. But this is the perfect job because it's not like work. It's more
and secret about the secret show. The secret show is like my favorite showcase.
Yeah,
like it is more intimate than.
It's great.
People are funnier.
You hang out. It's looser. There's comedy is always better when the people that came there are like they've come for the show. You know? Like it's not like a Ham Bones. Like Ham Bones as in for instance on Thursday nights the open mic. I know using an open mic as a example,
but for the scene, it makes sense.
For Ham Bones, even for the weekend shows, sometimes you just get people that stumble in. They're like, "Oh, we just came to see comedy." Arcade. I'll use arcade. They came to see comedy. They don't care what it is. They just wanted to go. They wanted to see 90 minutes. They don't care if it's improv, sketch, stand up. A secret show. It's like there are people that are like, "Yeah, we came to see these comics."
Yeah,
we
it's not
came
even
to see
just comedy.
stand up.
It's
We
like I
want
came
them.
to see Doug or Ben,
Yeah.
whoever name, you know.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've seen Dan Alton's. Bad example, but because he's very comfortable being super loose. But it's like, yeah, I've seen Dan Alton at Ham Buns doing normal stuff. I want to see him do a laid back. I want to see new material.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Maybe it's that too. It's just the feeling. The whole show is always so different. The vibe, and the whole thing. Am I holding you up still?
No. Aaron Kleiber liked one of my tweets. I don't want to brag.
Sorry, he liked one of my LinkedIn posts this week.
Oh,
yeah.
You're on LinkedIn.
I'm moving up on the world of LinkedIn. You know, got my Aaron Kleiber like on there. So, you know, big things happening. Big things. So comedy wise, now that you do work here, do you feel like you're going to venture out more? Is it even, or now you're just, because you just finished an album. It wasn't even that long ago, right?
Yeah, I did the album. It's coming up on I just had the year. I recorded it a year ago, and we're coming up on a year of it coming out. I got some festivals. I'm at Whiskey Bear next month, and I've applied to a couple other festivals. Now that I'm back on my feet, I'm not working 4 jobs. And I called it 5 jobs if you counted comedy when I was in school. So it's nice. I have breathing room, and I'm starting to get a cushion.
Like looking
again.
for a job's a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to venture out to some places. Try to move outside of the city, but also I'm happier. This whole gig is most of the time.
I feel like you're that like comfortability, like you're still building momentum, but it's, you know, you're not panicking. Like I feel like sometimes other people are. So what was this podcast when I first came out, or the idea was, I was thinking of calling it the D-pad, because it was just going to be me. It was like Dustin's pad. Then I figured that the first time I had Matt on, he'd call it the D-bag. And I was like, well, then that's okay. And the whole thing would fall apart, and then so I didn't know what to really call it about it, but I wanted to kind of get more into like technology and media. And maybe I know you actually responded, or maybe I responded to your tweet about getting off Facebook and how it's like trash and garbage and stuff. It's like, how do you feel like, you know, because I always felt like social media and comedy kind of coincide for you to get an audience and people to show up to stuff. But in the last few years, I've like lost how to even fucking do it right, I feel like.
Well, you know, it's a necessary evil. I said that. I was like, I'm going to get off Facebook. Facebook's terrible. And then the next day, Red goes, hey, I made you one of the administrators of the Facebook page. So.
Well, that's what I feel like it is. I feel like I personally have wanted to get off Facebook, but now job-wise, I feel like I need to be on it. And that's funny how you said you're on the page, you know, for just the pages.
Oh, yeah. You can't advertise the barbershop. You can't be an administrator for the barbershop's page without a Facebook page.
Right.
I can't be in the comedy groups without a Facebook page. Now, I can hide everyone's posts or just not even read them. Yeah. That's fine, but...
Which is difficult once you're in there.
That's not happening. Yeah. I wake up in the morning and you look and it's like, 27 notifications. Let's see what happened. And then it's a combination of twerking videos and political posts and... those the videos where people make a recipe super fast.
Yeah. I watch those too. Those are super addictive.
Yeah. I
can watch those forever. And I feel like it almost ruined my life over the last couple of months. Like, this is not what it used to be. Like I'm just getting locked in for other things.
Oh yeah. I do everything. I spend most of my time on Instagram or Twitter. I put jokes on Twitter now, and I used to double post things like, put them on. Yeah. And I know people that still do, but
I always personally find that annoying. Like, at least because I figure like each social media has its own way of like humor. So I never liked when people used to take a funny tweet and then take a picture of it and put it on. I don't know. That was maybe a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
So where do you think it is? And where do you think the funny, like the most interesting social media is now? Because I feel like it's not Facebook anymore.
Oh no, it's definitely, for me, it's Twitter.
It's still Twitter? Yeah. Has it always been Twitter for you, or?
Yeah, for the longest time it has been, yeah.
I feel like maybe I picked the wrong media to
because I feel like early Twitter was when everyone was trying to figure it out. It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You know, like where James Gunn's tweets that got him fired came from.
Yeah. It was just really the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
Of stuff.
It was a thing that I remember when I first got Twitter, I was like, oh, so this is what Twitter is? I don't like this because it instantly gave me FOMO with the people I follow. I'm like, so they just show up in the line and you can just tweet at any time, and I'm never going to be able to catch up with this.
Yeah.
Like I thought there was going to be a point where I'm like, so I can scroll down and I'll just eventually hit the beginning of Twitter, right? Like I didn't even understand it.
On Instagram, there is actually a thing that says you've caught up. Have you ever been that far on Instagram?
No, I've never been.
Oh man, maybe I need to follow more people. There's been times where I'm on too much, maybe where it actually will have like a little check mark and it says you've caught up to everything, and I was like, is this the end? Is this over for me?
I've been on it. I've scrolled on it so long that at the top it says 3 new posts.
Then you're in it forever. I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Wow. That's cool. I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. Is there anything you want to talk? You want to ask me any questions, Shannon? We haven't seen each other in a while.
No. How do you feel about plus size now that it's done and out? And
it's so weird because out of everybody, I've worked on it the most, and that's just because of the editing mostly. So not only have I worked on it the most, I'm the one who had to polish it. So there was like a time that I hated it. Like towards the end when it was done, I was like, and like they wanted a few more cuts. I was like, guys, I can't even, like, hated it so where I just couldn't, had no it doesn't matter if it was the greatest, the best, just had trouble watching it. And now that I'm pulled away, it's like, I really like it, but it still doesn't have that like, man, we're going to take this and go somewhere with it. It has that like, okay, we did it. There's good things and bad things. You know, if we had to do something again together, we would definitely make something better. But it doesn't, I think everyone has that feeling where it's like, let's move on from it. It's weird. But sometimes I'll pull out certain scenes and be like, okay, this scene's good. Works for me. But it's tough to, I think, watch from the beginning by yourself. If you're watching it, it's tough. If you're with some people watching it the whole way through, I don't think it's as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's my super critical, I spent so much time on it view. You know, when I'm away for it and I watch it, I'm like, oh, I like it.
Yeah. I get how that is because after recording the album, I had to listen to it because it was 2 nights put together. And most of it's from the first night at Club Cafe. But there's some things from Hambones where I went, I like how this worked, or, you know, I did a joke that I forgot to do.
Did you put them together?
No, Ben Alexander did, and he did a fantastic job. But
I like Ben.
I had to listen to it so many times and make these notes and give him timestamps by the end of it. And it's not just it wasn't just one night. I had to listen to the same set delivered slightly different, 2 different ways, so many times to the point where I went, I don't even know if this is funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, are these...
This is what happens,
is this collection of words good?
At least you had some laughter to, like, gauge on.
Yeah.
You know?
But even then, I'm like, I feel like they're placating me.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. And that does happen sometimes, too. It's tough.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't have... It's the bigger the audience, so you'd have less of the problem. One thing I did notice... even though there was a small group of people when we showed it at, I guess that was Hambones, was I did edit it some places too tight where they actually did get some laughs. And I was like, oh man, now you can't hear the next dialogue. I should have held back. And that's from me being so used to mostly putting stuff on YouTube where people are just ba 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 ba. And I was like, oh, that actually was funnier than I thought and should have gave it a little time to relax.
Yeah.
You know? Feel so critical about it, talking about it. I do like it. I like overall like it.
You should be proud of it. Everybody that worked on it should be proud of it. It's a funny script. I'm hilarious in it.
Right.
And you did a great job editing.
So, and that's your clip actually is on the pits on the Instagram. That
that entrance. That's I've shown that to a few people and they're like, that's, you know what? Wow. Just wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I actually had the most fun on that one because I don't know if you noticed, I have you come in 3 separate times on purpose.
Yeah.
Like you eat it 3 times, and it was obviously on purpose. At first, it was just the rough.
That was my favorite shot. I was like,
I'm leaving that in there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was my favorite shot of the whole shoot.
Oh, sweet.
Because I don't know if you remember, we were all blazingly hungover.
For that day?
From that, yeah, because that was the night after the Burning Bridges Festival.
I do remember you being very late that day.
Yeah, because I slept in because me and Ray stayed at John's, and I know I went home at 4 a.m., and Ray stayed up a little longer than me. Everybody was just drinking and hammered, and I was so... That I loved it because when I got to walk in the scene, it was like getting Lassie on camera. Because when I walked through that door, I got a bite of pudding. I was like, this is saving my life. Because I hadn't eaten. All I had was some water and coffee because I was going to the barbecue after that at John's house.
That's funny.
I was like, oh my God.
That's great. You know, there are some times where I do want to go off and have that character have its own 5-minute short. Ray always talks about writing another idea, but who knows what he's doing. You know, it would be like never know, 4 years from now, we'll just end up you know what, let's do a spinoff again. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
that's how it happens.
I'd be down.
Yeah. It was fun doing the Santavention, the second one. That was a few good hits.
Yeah.
Hits on there. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's good. I'll probably be putting out more clips of it over the next couple of weeks, just because now we're at that point where people need to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do more stuff like that and the Pittsburgh Dad auditions.
That was really funny.
That was a lot of fun.
That's actually one of our best or better sketches.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Norlex is the perfect button on that. That is so...
He is, too. Maybe I need to just take that clip out and throw it out there so people could watch the whole thing.
Yeah. I like the bit. I liked Aaron's bit. I like Matt's bit. I'm a fan of mine, but with all of them together, and then with
I like Aaron. See, Aaron won't let me put it on. I think he thinks he's being too aggressive.
Well, it is dark.
He is a little aggressive.
It is but it is a real.
Maybe
that's
why everyone else really likes it. And he's always a little about it.
I get it. Yeah, because
it's not on brand for him. Let's say that.
When he went into it, he was like, "I'm gonna play this guy rough," and then I don't think he realized maybe it's a thing when he saw it, he was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I used to do that. I act because he got into it.
He did too. And I think he has forgotten that it was a separate, not only was it him doing that, we made it a separate clip.
Yeah, it was a separate clip.
Because it was supposed to be oh, this is the Hanafa, and then all of a sudden shown separately, and it was real hard. Some people forget. That's funny. Well, Shannon, I think that was a decent first episode.
All right.
I think we did all right.
Yeah.
Don't want to go too long, people falling asleep. So you probably have work to do. Actually, you don't.
I'm gonna do some things. I got stuff to do.
Okay, I want to do this long reach, even though the camera's off now.
Across the bar that's in the back of the barbershop, 4133 Brownsville Road.
Oh yeah, give all the plugs.
Red's Barbershop, 4133 Brownsville Road.
Nice.
Come on in, get a haircut or a shave. And things. You can go to my website, shambones.com. My album, Human Raccoons, on Spotify and Tidal, apparently.
Yeah.
And all that. And yeah, just any social media, it's at Shambones, and there's a Z at the end.
You can add that. It will be video, even though I'm done shooting.
Oh, okay.
You'll
put a scroll.
It'll just be a picture now.
Yeah.
So if people are still watching, it's just a physical picture.
Okay, and there's a picture, and it says
and a scroll.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
And can you put at the very end of that scroll, I want to 69 Sally Wiggins?
Yes.
Okay,
100%. It's actually, we'll put it on the whole time.
Okay.
That'd be better. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Once again, my name is Dustin Dowling. I'm a filmmaker, creative director, and I run a company called Machine Crew Media, where we make custom media campaigns for you or your business through video and social media. I really want to thank all the Patreons who do their patronage to the Pits, and that's how you're able to listen to this podcast. I want to thank our guest again, Shannon Norman, who you can find on social media as Shambones, and you can find me on social media as The Beardy Boy. Be sure to check out The Pits. It's thepitts.company if you go on to Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you prefer. Is anyone out there, everyone needs some video stuff? You can hop into my DMs and we can figure out what I can make for you. And I hope you guys keep listening, and I'm going to keep making stuff like this. Thanks. See you next time.